So YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm going to be reacting to CSGR knives in real life. Let's do it.
Alright, hey guys, today we're taking a more detailed look at the Cuts CSGO style butterfly knife. If you have not already, I definitely suggest checking out the unboxing and first look video. That's a lot shorter and has a lot of the basic information you need to know. But now that I've had more time with the knife, I'm going to give you a detailed, in-depth review. First, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. This knife will run you $40 if you order on Amazon or Cuts website. Open, it's 9.5 inches. Close, it's 5.5 inches. It's made out of metal, 440C stainless steel, and it's a practice knife or a trainer, so that means that the blade is not sharpened by default. The model I was sent for review was of the Slaughter design. That was from one of their earlier batches. And unfortunately, mine was a little bit scratched out of the box. This is what it looked like when I first got it. Apparently, there was a teeny bit of metal left over on the handle, and that scratched the blade. And when I started to flip it, it scratched it a little bit more. After spending a few seconds filing down that spot on the handle, it would no longer scratch the blade. If you notice anything strange with your paint job or your blade or scratching, just go ahead and just give Cuts an email. I already talked to them. They said they'll go ahead and replace it for you. I feel I should also mention this is the third item I've used from Cuts, and the first one that had any sort of issue whatsoever. Also went online and checked other pictures from other people, and I couldn't find anybody who had the same issue as me. So I seriously doubt this is a widespread issue. But again, if you have any problems with it, just go ahead and email Cuts, and they'll send you a replacement. And my favorite thing about these knives has got to be the finish. This isn't any cheap spray paint, so this isn't going to chip or scratch easily. This is a type of resin which coats to the blade, so it's really, really nice and it's really hard to scratch. For example, if you look at the Fade butterfly knife, I spent over 6 hours in raw flipping time with this knife, and I've dropped it a few times even on concrete while recording this video, and it still looks really nice. As for the Slaughter, aside from the issues I had when I first got it with the handle, it's been holding up pretty well too. I've dropped it from the same height. It's gotten one or two minor scratches on it, but overall it's holding up really well, especially for falling on concrete a couple times. Out of the box, the handles on the Slaughter were quite a bit tighter than the ones on the Fade. Even with some practice, they still just had a hard time moving around for some tricks. With a T8 screw...
Or if I use that damn thing, holy shit, that'd be slashing on apples or something. Just, just get into that, the apple, Jeez, with the CS knife. I might get one. I might actually get one. They look sick in person. Look really sick. Like the coolest thing ever.
I was able to loosen up the handles enough to make it easier to flip. The screwdriver is not required to use this knife, but it can save you a little bit of time if you don't feel like breaking it in all the way. Now, while we're talking about the screws, you can only use them to slightly tighten or slightly loosen the handle. They can't be used to take it apart, which is good because that means you can flip it all day without having to worry about the handles flying off. And yes, as I've shown before, this knife is actually made to be used for tricks. It's not just a display item where you stick it on your shelf. While you can use it like that, this is actually made to be able to use to do tricks. It does have a unique design with the curved handles and all, but you can actually do pretty much any trick you do with a normal butterfly knife. There might be a slight learning curve involved, but you can actually still do pretty much anything you normally would. Now, don't go out expecting to buy one of these to perfectly replicate every single trick you see in CSGO. A lot of these tricks take quite a bit of time and practice to learn. Start with some beginner tutorials on YouTube and just keep practicing those to get them perfect, and then you can work your way up from there. While the blade is dulled, one thing to watch out for while practicing is these serrations. They are a little bit sharp, and while practicing I actually did get a little cut from them. It wasn't deep enough to draw blood or anything, but it is something to keep an eye out for. When doing...
Or that would be pretty sick to use. For cutting up anything. Even just for having it in display. Looks the coolest shit ever. CS knives are freaking lit. Anyway, let's continue.
Just basic openings and closings, you won't really have to worry about that, but for some more advanced tricks, that might be a little bit of a concern. There's also a little hook near the bottom of the blade, but it's actually pretty small, and it's pretty hard to pinch yourself on it. Even if you were able to do that, it will only be a very minor pinch, not enough to cause any serious injury. While the tip of the knife is actually pretty pointy, more so on the Fade, about as sharp as a letter opener would be, so that's actually pretty safe too. Just don't go throwing it at people. The grips have a nice, soft plastic, almost rubbery-ish feel to them, and they're glued in pretty well, and they do a great job of just completing the overall look of the knife. As for the glue bleed issue, the slaughter knife I got actually had no problem with any bleed at all. And with a paper towel and some adhesive remover, I was able to remove it from the fade knife in a couple of seconds. Much as I like the spring latch, it did cause an issue down the line when using a knife. After a while of breaking the knife in, I wasn't actually able to lock the knife very easily. If I messed around with the handles enough, I was able to sometimes get it to lock. But this isn't a unique problem to this knife. I've had it with my Dragon Trainer that also has a spring latch as well. You can likely fix this by just going out to your local hardware store and picking up an O-ring.
Bro, I really love the designs on that. It looks like it's like Mortal Kombat with CS both together. It's ridiculous on how they can do that. It's insane. It really is. On how they can make like things like
for a couple cents. But I'm not gonna worry about it right now. But overall, this is actually a fantastic knife. It looks great, it sounds great, it just works great. It's a really nice knife. Would I recommend this? If you're a CSGO fan and you want a butterfly knife or a replica of a butterfly knife you have in CSGO, then absolutely. These are great, they're low cost, and they're just really, really nice. I'm not saying this guy got one for review. This butterfly knife fade was actually bought at full price without any coupon codes or anything. So yeah, I definitely believe in this product. So if you like this, then just go ahead. There'll be some links down in the description to go ahead and buy one. Be sure to share this with your friends who also like CSGO. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, bye. Alright guys, thanks a ton for watching all the way to the end. Sorry
They're 40 damn bucks. Are you kidding me, bro? They're 40 damn bucks for a CS knife. Hey, it's definitely for the price, boys. It is definitely for the price because those things are just ridiculous. The color, coordination, how they've been displayed, how they look, it's awesome. It really is. Looks pretty cool. But that is #1 first reaction. So, yeah.